Yo, what is good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned, and this is like a super quick video. This is just very I've been doing like random spirituality videos. I've been doing random videos just talking about JJK or gacha games in general. I've just been kind of broadening my horizons. This video is kind of like a mix in between, I guess you could say. This one is like just kind of like a yo, this shit is real, but at the same time it's like a yo, we're also cracked in JJK. So I mean, like, hey bro, if you like these kind of videos where it's kind of right in between, you can go down below and smack the like button. I'm not going to give you the rest of the spill. You will do as you wish. The world will work in the way that it needs to. But guys, I will go ahead and say that I have already summoned for Yellow Shoko, and I literally did not record it because I knew that it wasn't going to be a spectacle or anything. I knew that I was just going to get her in a very small number of summons, and when I say I knew, I will unpack that a little bit more. But now that I have picked up Yellow Shoko, I'm literally not summoning for any other character that they drop until they release the Haijo, and until they release the new standard banner update. So I really want to talk about the state of my account, I guess, and how the Shoko summon came to be. So first, I do want to point out to you guys that I do only have 925 cubes. Oh my gosh, I'm so handsome. I only have 925 cubes, which seems absolutely diabolical to you guys because I was saving my cubes before. Yes, 100%. But something odd in my mind just like happened whenever whenever they introduced the new, let's see, this new mechanic. I didn't mean to go here. Ever since day one, introduced this new mechanic where you can actually get rewards for working on a character. There we go. I kept clicking formation for whatever reason. But now that they've added this new system where enhancing a character gives you extra materials, right? This all of a sudden makes every character that comes out a lot more appealing to me. And not to say that I'm trying to go into a full out, you know, Black Clover mobile mode, but I'm just like, dude, 380 cubes per character, new character that comes out, 10 of these, so 1 chaotic Jujutsu shard, and then what else, 5 AP packs like per character that comes is actually really crazy rewards. So now it is a lot more important to me to actually pick up these characters and work on them. So the first thing that I want to say is I do not have Inamaki. I did not summon for Inamaki. But I will say that I have Maki and I have Mekamaru because when they first introduced this system right here, it was a little too tantalizing to me to turn down. I really wanted to try it, and especially because it's probably mainly because I already had Gato and I already could claim all of his rewards. I was like, damn, that was free, that was easy. I was like, I'm already gonna be working on characters anyway. If I'm gonna be working on characters, like, guys, y'all already know how the dead man rolls. I like, you know, I like double assurance, I like triple assurance, I like quadruple assurance. I like, even though I'm doing this and I know I'm getting something from this directly, I like knowing that I'm getting something else extra on the back end, or even if I'm not getting something extra on the back end, even if it's like this is still, I mean, as long as it's working towards something else, right? When it always feels nice when you're doing something that you used to only get one thing for, and when you work on a character, you get the stuff from character growth. Yes, it's 912 by the way. Comment 912 down in the comments down below. I'm gonna start hitting that 912 frequency more and more in my videos. So every time I see 912, if I'm recording, I am gonna go ahead and say like, yo, go ahead and hit 912 in the comments for me, please. But it's just like working with characters is already something you're going to do because you're going to be boosting their character rank system, their character growth. I'm unlocking titles. You know, I'm the ultimate title hunter, Deadman, right? But now they're just adding an extra layer on top of like extra stuff that I want to do. Oh, and guys, this is not really supposed to be an overall account update, but just ping-ponging around and looking at little bits of information here. Speaking of the character rank system, I actually have finally hit character rank 1000 overall, or 1001, 1000 overall, which does mean I just made it to the next level of bonus, which means that all of my characters across the board are getting an additional 30 HP, an additional physical technique plus 9, and then an additional curse technique plus 9 if it does apply to them. I say that if it applies to them because, you know, Toji, Yuji, Maki. But speaking of Toji, let's kind of go back and focus in on our main point. So it's no secret that my account is actually just ridiculous. Yes, But I would go even further to say that like even some of those characters that aren't necessity characters, I even have quite a bit of those guys. A lot of the characters, if not all of them, that are necessity characters, I do already have them A5, so it's like I don't have to chase them at any future versions. Like, it's very excellent that they are bringing back Domain Expansion Gojo and Sukuna and Yuji for the 1.5 anniversary. But considering that I already have 2 of them A5 and Yuji already performs extremely well for me, I don't think I'm going to be making too many moves to actually go back on his rerun banner, because now that we know all of the characters from the 1.5 anniversary, Gojo, Shoko, Nanami, I certainly 100% am going to get Gojo A5. Nanami, I'm kind of fighting with the A5 on Nanami because Nanami is crazy. Like, he can do good damage, but like he's mainly support. I think I actually would just be okay with an A2 on Nanami, but like A2 Nanami, A2 Shoko, and then A5 Gojo is kind of how I want my split to look. So that is what I am shooting for in the 1.5 anniversary. And though I only have 925 cubes and it seems like I'm so far away from my goal, you have to understand the things that I pulled. So I only had, I believe, 56k cubes at the time that Gato reran with Mekamaru. And also, who was it? It was Maki, right? Or no, it was the Mekamaru banner separately, and then it was the Maki and Gato rerun banner, right? I summoned on both of the banners because I was like, okay, I can work on any of these characters. I was like, if I get Maki, I work on her, I get more cubes back for it, which in the grand scheme of things is insane because the amount of cubes that I spent to get her is never going to add up. Or I mean, it will probably add up to the amount of cubes I get from grinding characters in my account, grinding her specifically in my account. But like, yeah, maybe in like 10 years if the game lasts that long. But even still, I just like to grind every little aspect of the game that I can. And if there's something that's not complete in the game, I like to complete it. So that's just my OCD speaking, right? But I already knew that I somewhat liked Maki because Maki seemed like an interesting character to me, and she seemed like one of the first good Makis that we've gotten in the game, or if not the first good Maki we've gotten in the game. But she's mainly for blue, and she's mainly for like debuffing, right? She's a debuffer, or she's an attacker that has debuffs on her attacks. Yeah, she's an attacker that has debuffs on her attack, but I think she also gets extra benefits from debuffing the enemies. Then right here, I actually summoned Mekamaru on a Gojo animation and got 2 of him in the one multi. I don't remember if I got his recollection bit or not, but I do almost have him fully grade 15. Brand new characters, I try to go ahead and shoot up to the max grade because like brand new SSRs typically are more relevant than older SSRs, and y'all already know I have a catalog of SSRs that I'm working on. But I have Shoko now. Now that I have Shoko, I'm at that point where I am big chilling because no more summons until Gojo comes out, which means that I can finally do my full ritual and set back everything to Gojo on the account so that I am charging up my Honored One energy. So you'll see here, I have all of the Gojos right here for my display character. I have Gojo right here, and I have him in the, that's not even, I think, where Toji bodied him. I think that's where the episode started for Hidden Inventory, where Gojo and Gato were walking up the stairs of the like messed up, mansion and everything. But let's talk about how I got Shoko. Here's the spirituality part of this video, I guess. I have been working very hard on manifesting things for myself. And I understand the side of manifestation where people are like, all you have to do is believe it and it will come true, blah, 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 right? But then I also understand the side of people who are like, it takes more than just believing, blah, blah, blah. So the people who say it just takes believing are people who are on the right path for manifestation, but are not fully there. I believe that, or I know that what manifestation is thinking things, understanding things, believing things, and then knowing things. It's not all 4 of those things in one. Manifestation shifts your mindset to jump through each one of those different things. But once you're to that point where you're beyond the thinking and you're at the knowing and you can feel it in your spirit, feel it in your bones that like your success is imminent, your victory is imminent, that's whenever you really can manifest things. So it was Friday when Shoko dropped, 2 a.m. And funny enough, I was playing Smite 2 with the homies. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that it was like Friday or anything. I thought like Shoko, for some reason Shoko just wasn't on, for some reason JJK just wasn't on my mind. Whenever a lot of more important things in your life are shifting, you just kind of like the smaller things that you do become auto activities, right? Even when you go into the game and press auto battle, even the act of you opening the game and putting on auto battle is you going into auto battle, right? So it's just like I wasn't thinking that much about JJK. I still love JJK. Y'all just saw saw my account. I'm still grinding it up, and I'm still summoning for new characters, and I'm even more inspired now to get more characters now than ever. But at the end of the day, I knew I was gonna get Shoko. I knew I was gonna get Shoko whenever everybody was talking about she was a necessary character before she even dropped on global version, because that's the way that my reality works, right? The things that are necessities to me become necessities to me, and only when I can let go and understand that they will come to me, or know that they will come to me, then that's when they come to me, right? So literally Friday morning comes and I'm just like, oh shit, Shoko's out, and I believe it was Rain. Shout out to 7 Rain. Follow the boy Rain. Rain did a live stream, and that was what prompted me to realize Shoko was out. I was like, oh shit. And it was like 155. I remember. I turn on the game, you know, I'm less than 3,000 cubes, and I'm just like, dang, Shoko came out. Like, it's time to grind up whatever I'm grinding. And we just got the new limited time floors and everything. And then Slug starts streaming, and you know, I'm looking at Slug, I'm looking at Rain, I'm watching them grind and everything. And or did Slug start streaming later today? I can't remember. But basically, at that 2 a.m. session, I looked at the game and I was like, all right, bro, like, I'm getting Shoko and I'm not spending money for this. I didn't buy the 10 free tickets. Let me see. I believe I didn't buy the 10 free tickets. Sometimes I get a little crazy, especially when I'm, like I said, yo, I gotta be careful about playing this game at like 2 in the morning, because I be half alive sometimes. Yep, longest day pack right here. Boom. Did not buy the 10 tickets for Shoko's banner. So on Ja, I did not buy anything. I did not spend any money for this. I actually, dude, like, something in my mind shifted. The community has respect for my brother Slug on Hood, we know, but like, I have so much more respect for that man, because I'm just like, yo, his accounts do be looking really good, and no matter what game he plays, and he does not spend money in any of those games because he truly does grind. And I think sometimes, like, where did I detach from that grind mentality, right? And these gacha games, at least, because these are things that you want to pour your time into. So if you want to pour your time into it, pour your time into it. Just don't waste your time. But I knew I was gonna get Shoko without spending any money, right? And instead of saying like, yo, I'm a one-tap Shoko, people like to call things out in their life, but where they mess up is they get really caught up in the specifics of how it happens. When you say you're gonna one-tap Shoko, and then you don't one-tap Shoko, and then you get a Gojo animation on the second multi, it still kind of takes the wind out of your sails because you didn't do what you said. So what I had set for myself, the intention that I had set for myself was, I'm gonna get Shoko and I'm not gonna spend any money for this shit. I'm really not. Okay, cool. What does that translate to now? I summoned the first time for Shoko with the tickets after I grind the tickets out. And literally, like, I forgot, like, dude, I've been so just like disconnected from, not YouTube, but like I really do figure out my systems and gacha games and make them so easy for me to run. But then when they get like so simple to run, it's like I sometimes can like lean back off of them a little bit because I've broken it down to such a simple science. It feels mundane sometimes, right? So it's like that's kind of where I was with it, I guess. And I kind of sat back and I was taking a little break period. And I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna pick up Shoko though, because I understand I understand Shoko is just a necessary character in the future for tower floors, whatever. So I forgot how many tickets you needed to refill, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I forgot how many tickets you needed to clear this all the way up to page 8, because you know getting up to page 8 is what gives you the free multi, right? So I grinded this up, and as I'm grinding this, I understand that, you know, story events give us like 25, 40 cubes or something like that, so I knew I was going to be over 3,000 cubes. Cool. I get my 3,000 cubes, I get my 10 tickets. Come over to the banner, and I do my first 2 summons. My first 2 summons are both black flashes, but neither one of them are Shoko. Can I show you? Yep, gotcha record. Boom, right here. So the first one is a black flash. No. These are from the, let's see. Shoko banner. Good, it has my 3 multis. Boom, all right, look. I did a free multi on, or not a free multi, but I did a multi on Inumaki's banner, but only one. Okay, cool. So you can see here on the first Shoko summon, I got an SSR, I got 2 SSRs. That was a black flash summon right there. All right, cool. I go to the next summon, another black flash summon, 2 SSRs. So the rates were like really good, right? But I could tell that the game was teasing me because they were certainly about to give me Shoko, right? Because, you know, the first summon is like Black Flash. That's a very good indicator you're about to get the new character usually. Black Flash, you know, 2 SSRs. 2 SSRs is much better than 1 SSR. Even though they're not a character, the rates are already good. The vibrations of Deadman's about to have insane rates has already been implemented into the summon, right? Then we come up to the next summon. It shifts from 2 SSRs to an SSR page and SSR character. I'm searching for an SSR character, so that's wonderful. You can see the intensity shifting throughout the summons, and this sounds crazy for me to micromanage my summons and micro investigate my summons this way, but I mean, when I woke up the next morning and watched the rain videos and finished the rest of the limited time floors because I only had one done and I got the rest of my cubes, and I summoned Shoko on the 3rd summon with yet another SSR bit, then I couldn't really deny the ability to manifest things anymore. I couldn't deny my power, right? So it's just like, yo, at this point, I did exactly what I said I was gonna do. I picked up a copy of Shoko without spending any money whatsoever. And to go even further than that, guys, just so you know, every time I do the chain pack, I always purchase my way all the way through the chain pack. I have not purchased any cubes from the chain pack this time around. I just don't feel like it anymore. You go to the Phantom Parade Pass. You look at the Phantom Parade Pass. I have not purchased the bottom row of stuff. I know that's a bunch of extra cubes. I know that's extra character dupe shards and stuff. And I might change my mind 20 days later, because this is going to be out for another 26 days. I might change my mind 20 days later. But it's just like, these anyway, you don't really have to pay for at the start because it doesn't make you progress through this any faster. You progress through this at the same speed, and then you literally can just pay for the pass at the end and just get all the extra rewards. You get all the extra cubes that you earned, and also you get, I believe, 1,100 cubes for purchasing the pack as well. This pack as well, like, this one gives us the free cubes every day, and it's just like, yo, the standard tickets are nice, but do I need them? I would like them because I still don't have Toji. You know, I'd love to get A5 Toji as soon as he drops as a standard banner unit, but I still don't have him. But I have the utmost knowing in my spirit that these things that I need, that I want, that I desire will come to me. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm going to detach from it. I'm going to keep playing the game, obviously, but it's like, I'm maybe not going to be as balls to the wall insane as I am, because like, apparently Black Clover is getting some crazy news tomorrow, and everybody's speculating that it's supposed to be a new series. So we have some stuff to look into. We got some theories to craft here. But guys, that is going to be it for your boy DEADMANVINCE as I crack into this domain investigation. Just want to say, guys, I know this is a gaming channel, but please check out those spirituality videos, because if you guys don't pay attention, or if you guys do pay attention, you would know that when I live stream and stuff like that, I typically yap about real life anyway. So it's like you always pick up some food for thought in those type of like events anyway, and live streams anyway. So definitely watch those food for thought videos. I try to make the thumbnails somewhat like a little like goofy, so it's just like you don't know what you're getting into, and then you get into it, and then it's just like, damn, this is more than I ever could have expected it to be just from that thumbnail. Like, right? Like, who cares about a thumbnail? I'm just making genuine content for you guys, and I just want you guys to really appreciate that content, and I want that content to really be helpful to you guys in some sense or capacity. And whether it teaches you something or whether it just confirms for you, like, oh, okay, the dead man feels like that too, I'm not alone. As long as you get something out of that, that is all these videos are for. Money's cool, but I mean, like, your mental health is better, my mental health is better, our mental health is better, community is better, right? So it's just like, let's care for one another, let's care for ourselves. But that's gonna be it for your boy DEADMANVINCE. If you liked the video, I'm fucking glad. Peace.